right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Creative Wisdom. I am Meek. Today we are here with Deezy on the track. He is a producer from Metro Detroit, and his style is, it's catered to like Michiganders, but it works for everybody around the world. He's into marketing as well, and I already learned so much from him. We met through Clubhouse, and then we followed each other on Instagram. He showed a lot of love and we go to his page, you're gonna want to show love too, because he really is on his stuff. He's super young, and I think I know he's a young mogul in the making. So what's up, DZ? Thanks for being on here.
Oh, yeah, thank you for having me, of course. And it's crazy to like the fact that like you mentioned it, like we met on Clubhouse and
Mm-hmm.
here we are. Like that's
Yep,
that's so crazy. Yeah, thank you
yep,
for having me.
yep, for sure. So I just want you to tell the people, extend a little bit more on like your background as far as like music and you getting into beats. And then yeah, I got a lot of questions because I know people want to know like how do you get into selling them? You know what I'm saying? How do you get into networking with other artists? And like how did you find a creative way to market yourself? Like what worked for you? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I guess we can start off with how did you like get into making beats?
Okay, so yeah, so I got into making beats actually like in the city of Detroit, mainly playing drums at three different churches. So my mom, she was a Wayne State graduate. She's a Wayne State alum, and she was a choir director and also an opera singer in the Detroit Opera House. And then my dad, he's really slept. I don't know why people keep sleeping on my dad too, but he actually was a football player at Wayne State University
Oh
and
wow.
also had a choir scholarship as well that he got in the 10th grade at Denby High School.
Oh
So
wow.
he was nice with it too. So music is something that's always kind of been in my family. And then with my mom being a choir director at three different churches, basically throughout the week, I was always playing the drums. So I played the drums at Greater Mount Olive on 8 Mile, Greater St. John off of Tireman, and also God's House of Prayer on Joy Road. So all three churches, we were literally like church service to service to service each Sunday and throughout the week. So I was always playing the drums, picking up like basic piano, hanging out with all the guitar players and like asking them questions. Shout out to Paul. Rest in peace to Greg, our bass player at Greater Mile. He just passed this year. But yeah, just really working with a lot of those guys, picking up from a lot of guys that I played with. Fast forward to middle school, I was in band, sixth through eighth grade. I
Mhm.
was the trombone nerd, the guy with the huge trombone case on the bus, hitting everybody over the head by accident because the trombone case is so huge. So yeah, so I was always like in band and stuff like that. And I had a lot of friends in the seventh grade that used to rap, and I was known for like pencil tapping in class and getting in trouble for pencil tapping. But the teachers loved me because I was smart. But they would
I
just,
know pencil is the beating on the desk just in case
yeah,
y'all.
yeah, beating on the. I still do it sometimes to this
Dang.
day. But yeah, I used to be like the best pencil tapper in the school. If anybody want to say they was better than me, comment below. You were not better than me.
So we
Like,
gonna have to do a little. We gonna have to do
yeah,
a little
yeah, yeah,
course on battle. I
yeah.
think
But
I'm the nicest.
I was pencil tapping all the time, and one of my good friends, Jordan, he used to rap, and he was like, David, bro, like you should like maybe get into beats, or like we should rap. And like I was rapping at first, and then I had two friends in band, Jack that I met. This is when I moved out to the burbs, so I'm in Canton at this time.
Mhm.
Um, and the two guys I met, Jack Flood and Andrew No Say, shout out to them. I still know them to this day. They made like dubstep music, but I went over their house to see what they were doing, and they were super nerdy. Like nobody was like really like hanging out with them that much. And I was just seeing the stuff they were doing, and I was like, guys, like this is pretty sweet. Like, how are you programming this stuff? Like, how are you doing it? And Jack invited me over to his house. We're in the basement. He just started making beats, and I was rapping, and then that's how I got introduced to Fruity Loops. So after that, I downloaded the free demo of Fruity Loops and started making beats until our home computer broke. And then my parents were like, "Yeah, you got to get your own laptop and stuff like that." So me and my sister actually won a laptop through the Kroger I Can Make History competition that they had. We won a laptop, downloaded the software on there, made a whole bunch of beats, won again, won more stuff, won more prize money, invested it back in the music. and just kept going like that. And then I made an album. Almost got expelled out of school for selling an album on school grounds. There was no cussing in it, but just the fact that you were selling something on school
Listening, what's
grounds,
it called? Something like that.
you weren't allowed to do that. So
Yeah,
yeah, that was kind of
they was
funny.
saying.
Yeah, they were they were hating because I really made a killing out of Discovery. That was funny. But yeah,
Man, I was young entrepreneur though, for sure.
yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah, thank you. And
For sure.
just went from there. Then high school, I was playing football. I was, trying to play college football, and that's what I currently am doing. But because of that, I was kind of on and off of making music. And then once I got to college my freshman year, I noticed I had a lot of friends back home that were rapping and needed beats. So I just started making beats for them. Then a lot of my teammates were like, "Hey man, like you need to put this on YouTube." And here we are now.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, he does have a YouTube channel, and if you hear, you probably already know who he is. But his YouTube, you can see just how like consistent he is, and I know he's going to be one of those producers that really blow up off of it because it's really about like consistency and also like you. I like how like your beats you really do cater to the artists that people want beats like, you know.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I noticed there was a trend when I first, because whenever you go into a market, so this is like real like marketing 101. Like whenever you go into a market or you enter a new business, you want
Mhm.
to like look at the market of what people are doing, what's successful, and then how can you make yourself different and what you can bring to the table yourself. So I saw a lot of people were making like type beats,
Right.
and I saw like those type beats are like it might be a Peasy type beat, a Payroll Giovanni type beat, All Star JR type beat,
Mhm.
whatever type beat it was. And I saw like, whoever was really hot at the time probably had the most views. And I was like, okay. And I would see what certain people do. And I was like, okay, I can probably do that or try to make something better or whatever.
Mhm.
And I just kept pushing myself and then just really started getting like consistent with it because I wasn't consistent at first. Like I would drop one beat on YouTube, wouldn't get a lot of views, and I would get discouraged. But one thing I noticed that my beats on YouTube were bringing people over to my other social media. So then they would contact me regarding beats. So I was kind of like my biggest advice like don't get caught up in the views right away because
Yes.
it's not about how many views you have. It's about who's viewing it and how that can progress into something else.
Nice. Yeah. So that is like super important because I know for me like with my beats, I got the same. And then it's like the first guy he reached out and he had like a big following and then he hit me up on Instagram as well. But I'm like, I didn't even know nobody really messed with that beat like that. But
Yeah, yeah. There's a few beats on Instagram I saw that I didn't even like, but I just put everything out there because you
yep.
never know what you might not like. Somebody might think is gold. You,
Yep.
you never know.
I hear that when I watch a lot of interviews with like producers. So
Yeah.
that must be the key. So I want to ask like what did your beats sound like when you first started making them? And who did
Oh.
they sound like? Like who was you inspired by?
You mean like when I very first started, like
Yeah.
seventh grade, my
That'd be
beats.
great. Oh wow.
I don't know what my beats, who they were trying to sound like. It was just real basic, like just like typing in the little kick patterns, and
Mhm.
it was terrible. It was terrible. But I would say as I got older and I got more immersed in like the Detroit music scene and what was going on and who was popping, I would definitely say my major influences
Mhm.
were like initially it was definitely Helliva. I loved what Helliva was doing. I'm also really into other like lo-fi underground type beats too. So
Yeah.
Jay Dilla was like, I love Jay Dilla. I love like I feel like I didn't find Jay Dilla. Jay Dilla found me. I was listening to like Ninth Wonder type beats on Pandora, and Jay Dilla Donuts came on, and ever since then I was just all about Jay Dilla. I even got a shirt like I love Jay Dilla. So like him. So I have a lot of like sample type beat. Like a lot of my older beats are like his. A lot.
Okay.
And then, so I would say Helliva, Jay Dilla, and then another producer who I think needs way more credit is Michigan Meach. His keys are ridiculous when you listen and a lot, and he's like notoriety, like he's real notorious for a lot of stuff he's doing now with Baby Smooth.
Mhm.
He's got some stuff with Babyface Ray back in the day, like it's just like Miami in November is one of my favorite songs. It's still my alarm clock to this day. He made that song, so Michigan Beach has some stuff for real. So
Okay.
definitely those are like my top three. And then as I got older and started like looking into the YouTube scene, I would say I really like DDS a lot because I look at his YouTube channel and what he does on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's genius. So he like I would say he definitely inspired like my YouTube side of it. You know what I'm saying? And then also John Boy, like damn John Boy.
He a producer?
He's a producer and a rapper.
Oh wow. See, I know he raps.
Yeah, a lot of those beats he raps on, those are all his. Like
Okay. Wow.
real, not like I love his style, like his 808 patterns. I love that. He's great.
Okay.
I love him too. Yeah, he's sweet.
You giving us some new people to like go check out. Like I gotta
Oh
check
yeah,
out the his money Michigan Mitch,
yeah, Michigan Meach. Yeah,
Michigan Meat.
definitely.
Okay.
He did a he did a beat battle competition with Helluva on the Hip Hop Lab on YouTube.
Oh nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was sweet to see some of the beats he made that people didn't know he did.
Oh wow. So this was recently then, because it was like a versus thing.
Yeah, it was like last summer. Yeah, I still watch it to this day. Like they just went so crazy. It was so crazy. Like yeah,
Okay, yeah, I gotta check that out. Yeah, it's so many like great talent from Detroit and just Michigan, like period. So like I like that's good that you like sharing who your favorites are so other people can like go look them up and just
yeah.
see. But that's interesting that you said like that you started off like Jay Dilla inspired you, you
Mm-hmm.
know, because like your
Yeah.
beats now are super like
Oh yeah,
street,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah, 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 yeah.
So do
But
you
I'm
still
about to
make
say I did a throwback Thursday the other day
okay,
on, and if you really look at my throwback Thursday, a lot of that is like chops from like old Jay Dilla stuff, like ghost kicks. You know what I mean? Like that's a
yep.
lot of stuff. Like, and a lot of people tell me I need to get back to making boom bap type beats and like Jay. I might have to do it. I
I
might have
think
to.
you should. Yeah, I'm looking at your Instagram right now. Yeah,
Yeah.
you definitely but you could tell like if see of a person like you know like your production style and they really listening. Now that you say that, I can understand that because like the you do sample Jay Dilla
Yeah.
samples a lot, so it don't matter
Yeah.
what type of drums you using, but you still got that soul, you
Yeah.
know. Because I was like the one of the throwbacks you put up and it sounded good to me, you know, but I
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
like the way your stuff sound now, like it don't
Oh.
match the level of quality, not even just because the song is bad, but you know like just the quality of
Yeah.
it, like, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like if you just even if you just mess with like the levels or whatever and just put it back out, like it'll
Yeah.
be it's already dope, but it even be doper, you know,
It'd be
because
crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Trust me,
I ain't
I'm
never
all.
heard of nothing like that, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it's a lot of like cool old stuff. Like I used to love samples. I used to love the fact that he could take something, reverse the sound, and
Yeah.
flip it, and that stuff I love doing. I love like I used to go on Snapchat and be like, I'll give $100 to whoever can guess what sample this came from, and I would know nobody would know where it came from.
So you ain't have to pay them because I'm gonna say,
Yeah,
man,
yeah. I didn't
I was
bet. Yeah.
following you back then. I probably would have got $100,
Oh
man.
yeah, you would have put it in a machine or something and then like reversed it and figured out like.
Oh yeah, reverse. No, yeah, that gotta be hard to pick up. Actually, okay, so reverse
Yeah,
is another level of that's different.
yeah, because a lot of people don't think about that. And
Right.
another producer, not even from the city, 40, that does a lot of Drake stuff.
Oh yeah, I love
A
ooh.
lot of lo-fi samples.
Yep.
He reverses a lot of stuff. Pierre does that too, where they will reverse samples, chop them, put them back together. I love that. I live for something like that. That's just
Yeah, that is yeah, I love Noah. Like Noah is dope. I
yeah,
think Noah's dope because really at first Noah wasn't using snares. Like
yeah,
he wasn't because he didn't want to mess with the top end. And
yep,
so he was just using like a soft drum sounds.
yeah.
And actually, since you like Noah sound, you got to get one of these machine kits, the Sasha.
Okay,
It
yeah,
reminds me of Noah. So
okay.
check
I'm
that
gonna
one.
have to do
I
that.
send it. I send that one.
Yeah,
I DM it to you because it's
yeah,
dope. It's a dope drum pack.
sweet.
But yeah, so like yeah, so tell us like about your YouTube, like more about it. I know you said you got started. You just put your beats out, you
Yeah.
know, and then you never really like came back to it. Did you put up a video thinking this is gonna blow up?
I didn't think it was gonna like blow up. I didn't think it was gonna blow up, but I thought it was gonna be better because you know you make a beat and in your head you're like, oh man, like this is the one. Like, you know
Mhm.
what I mean? Like, yeah, like this. Every producer has that moment where
I
like,
thought so. That's why.
yeah, like you know, like every producer has that moment. Like, you ever seen that video of like Kanye back in the day making a beat on the plane and he's just
Mm-hmm.
and going crazy. Like if you don't, that was me like making the beats like in my dorm room. So I was like, man, this is gonna get more views. And I don't know why I thought it was gonna get more views, knowing what I know now about marketing. But I
Right.
just put it out there and left it out there, and it got like 30 views. And I was like, oh man,
That's still good too, though. The 30,
yeah,
I think even like 10 be a lot, but 20 is solid. 30 is a
yeah,
lot because
yeah, yeah.
because first of all, it's hard for your stuff to even get added to the algorithm.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. This is why I tell you, like, I know that now, but
Mm-hmm.
30 was a lot. But back then, I had friends that were rapping and were going viral on SoundCloud,
Wow.
hundreds of thousands of views. And they're like, Dave, look what I did, bro. Look what I did. And I'm just like, yeah, I just posted this beat, got 30 views. And here's my friend literally getting paid off of SoundCloud. And I was like, oh, you know what I mean? Like I was like, what am I doing? You know what I mean?
Right.
So, seeing that and you're just like, man, am I doing something wrong? Like is something not adding up? And then I ended up transferring schools to a new school, and then my new teammates that I had met, they were like, dude, and they heard me making we were all lived in a house on campus, and they heard me making beats in my room, and they were like, dude, you need to start posting stuff. Like, you need to post this on YouTube, bro. Like, because they used to always just like rap in like our house and watch TV and just rap and stuff like that. And they would listen to tight beats, and they kept rewinding the dude's beat over and over and over again. And I'm just like, man, that should be my beat they playing right now,
Right.
G.
Right.
Like, come on, man. And and they came in my room one day and saw what I was doing. They was like, bro, plug your speaker in, bro, because I used to always have my headphones in. So plugged my speakers in, they heard my beat. Next you know, they were like, bro, play that back. Bro, post this on YouTube. And I was like, I actually have a YouTube. And they're like, what are you doing? Like, you need to post this. So I just started posting it and just leaving it out there and then actually promoting my YouTube with my other social media. And that's when I started to actually get more views off of my beats.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
See, he like a businessman, like
Yeah.
and he's so like he way younger than me, but he already like put me up on so much like game, and he's super creative too. Like I don't know, like whoever around you really will be like blessed because like
Thank
you're
you.
not a hater, so it's like you could just look at somebody and speak into their life and just be like, oh, this will work for you if you did that
Yeah.
because like you already doing this, but this is how you take it to like another level. Like where'd that come from? Like that type of
I would probably
mindset.
I just love seeing people win, especially with everything going on right now in America,
Yeah.
especially with black people. I want to see my black people win. I want to see
Right.
everybody win. I just because my thing is if you win, you're uplifting yourself and everybody around you. You can change
Mhm.
people's lives. Like I've seen people that I've worked out with in football change their whole family's life circumstances. Like I have 2 or 3 friends that I personally know that are in the NFL. Like really changed family livelihood. Like
Right.
and just seeing people come up like that and uplift their families. My dad was the oldest of 7 kids. He does a lot for his family. You know what I mean? And just seeing that. So I feel like that was kind of like instilled in me because it was like always around. So I was like, okay, if I have something, if I'm able to make a platform for people and put people on that platform or help them, I
Mhm.
don't want to stop their blessings because you won't receive your blessings. So that's kind of always how I've been.
Right, right. Yeah. Like it's so natural. And that's like good that you had your dad to be like that role model and that like that positive influence. And it's not like an outside force. It's not like, oh well, yeah, I love Jay-Z. I mean you might love Jay-Z,
Yeah, 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 yeah,
you got
yeah,
something tangible that you can actually call up your role
yeah.
model or your mentor.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And
That's
I got a lot of mentors too, like just
okay.
that I met from football and stuff. Like even the reason why I wear my jersey number 99 right now is I actually met a mentor who he actually showed me the way he allowed me to wear his football number and he blessed me to wear his number. He told me about all of the challenges he went through at my school here. And then it felt like it gave me something even more to play for
Right,
bigger than myself.
right.
I mean, so it was so cool having him as that. So yeah.
Carrying on that torch and then
Yeah.
somebody like, well, you the one to carry on the torch. That's always like just love from older people that help out, people younger than them, or even you don't got to be older or younger. You could just be the same age as somebody, but you've been in the career field longer and you helping somebody that hasn't been. So
Yeah, I
that's
don't know if he'll see this, but shout out to Mr. George Anang. He was the first Black football All American at my school. So if he ever sees this, yeah, yeah, shout
shout out
out.
to him. Shout out to you.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah,
that's so noble.
yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So I just want to like kind of talk about like Um, you got so many avenues you're going to. So you do the music,
Hmm.
marketing,
Yep.
football.
Yep.
I feel like I'm missing something else. Like you do so much.
Um.
YouTuber,
Yeah. You. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you're not just
YouTuber.
making beats on YouTube. Like you actually giving content.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Go watch his YouTube channel because he got a beat making video where he eating this really hot.
Oh, the Pocky chip. Yeah.
Yeah, the hockey
Don't
chip.
eat the Pocky chips, guys. Don't eat
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
And honestly, those like my favorite channels because it's like I like that's why I like the DDS channel. First it was just all like his beat making videos, but now he like more so like he kind of coach people through stuff, and he just do a lot of stuff like that makes it interactive. You know,
Yeah.
my channel not like that for real, but I like to see other people's channel because that's how I learn. I learn from like I don't know, just seeing real people do what I like to do, and it make me feel like I can do it too.
Yeah.
So like, what's your goals with like YouTube and like
Yeah. So one thing that I saw early, well, not even really early on, one of my good friends, DJ Ernie T, shout out to him. He um he introduced me to DJ BJ. Cause I had, like you said, I have a lot going on. Like I do a lot. And it's kind of crazy because even me sometimes I still struggle to find that balance. So I gotta really stay organized. I'm always writing what I need to do every day. But I met DJ BJ at 3525 Studios, and I was picking his brain. I hope I wasn't annoying him, but I was asking him all kinds of questions, like, bro, how you do it? Like, what kind of stuff do you do? But one of the biggest questions was, I was like, okay, BJ, you got clothes, you just got endorsed by Remy Martin. Then you do DJing with 97.9. Then on top of that, you're in movies. You're always getting flown out to make appearances, commercials, and he's making beats now too. I don't know if y'all saw, he's making beats now too. But it's just like, how do you balance all of that? And he was just like, well, I take my main thing that I do, DJing, and I make everything branch off of that. Therefore, when I do go into a different lane, it's natural. It's
right?
not like I'm going way out in left field. I make it all connect. So for me, it was the original first step was changing my major. So in college, I'm a firm believer of, if you're in college, use college because they're definitely going to use your funds.
Yep.
They're going to definitely take your tuition money. So use college as a like stepping stool for what you want to do. Like make sure it's really what you want to do. And it's okay to go in undecided, but just make sure you find something that you feel like you can use and translate it into your life. So I was originally in engineering, and then one day in class, my teacher talked about how she studied the dirt for 6 years straight, and now she's a teacher.
She
And I
said,
was like, "You're not even doing what you're wanting to do. You just
mm,
became a teacher." Like you, she even said, like, I didn't really want to become a teacher. I wanted to be in the field, and I was like, "So you did all of this work and ended up here." And then after that, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna force engineering no more because I'm not gonna lie. My parents wanted me to do engineering. I was in STEM in high school. My mom was like, and like you hear it all the time. Like growing up, especially like in the Black family, if you're not a doctor, a lawyer, engineer, you're not gonna make money. You know what I mean? So it's just like, okay, so what do I do now? Well, it was like my dad sells cars, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do that, but I know I have a business mind. I'm definitely his son, so we think alike. So I got a business mind. So I was like, I'm going to change my major to business marketing. So I changed it over to business marketing, so I could I could always get a job marketing for someone at an industry or something like that. But also on the side, I could learn tips and tricks of how to market my music,
mm-hmm.
so I can make my classwork translate to what I was actually doing. Then on top of that, I saw a lot of music artists didn't have black accountants managing their money. So I told myself I wanted to be an accountant. So I picked up another major. So now I'm actually be able to like have my CPA and have like contract literacy. So I can read contracts, know what they are, and understand what notaries are, understand how to manage my money and stuff like that. So that's why I ended up changing it to the double major of accounting and marketing now.
Oh wow, yeah. So you a double major.
Yep.
I don't know if you told me that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope. Like you
Yeah.
honestly got the tools to start a label.
Yeah.
because
Yeah, and it
you're a
yeah.
producer, you an artist, you know marketing, you accounting, like you already be successful. You know what I'm saying? Like
Thank you, thank
crazy,
you.
like you said too. They all do like
They all branch, and that was the problem. I was doing engineering, and it wasn't like sound engineering. It was, what was I doing? I was doing civil engineering. So it was
okay,
like buildings and architecture and infrastructure, learning how the pipes work, the water works, the mainframe. So like when Flint happened, we actually, like the Flint water crisis, we actually studied the Flint water crisis, why it happened, what it. And I mean, it's still interesting. Like I'm still like an engineer, like in like heart
right,
still, but
right,
I knew that my passion was music in the inside, but I also knew with like the creativity I had with civil engineering, you can only do civil engineering. But with marketing, you can do anything. I can go to a firm and get a job, or I can also do music. You know
right.
what I mean? So I was like, okay, I can actually make this branch out. Like I take notes from my class all the time and translate it into marketing strategies for my music. I do it all the time.
That's crazy. So it's like you can fall forward on that, and you can fall back on it. Like it's
Yeah,
no
exactly,
wrong
exactly.
way. You said like you setting up yourself for like success.
Yeah, thank you.
So let's talk about like the power of like collaboration, because I said in the intro, like you know how we met off Clubhouse, and I'm sure you didn't gain a lot of like connections or
Yeah.
followers and follow some dope people that you find interesting, to maybe one day collab, and maybe they got a gift or a skill that you want to use.
Yeah.
Like what benefits do you see with collaboration?
Well, I feel like with collabing, not only do you get to grow yourself in terms of versatility, but you also help the other person too, because you bring something to the table too. So, like,
Mhm.
for instance, like let's use me and you as example. We met on a clubhouse where I didn't know I was gonna get invited, like go up on the stage with Lando. I didn't think I was gonna get up there. I was like, oh wow, like he's up here. Let me just shoot my shot and raise the hand button. Next, you know, he was like, join the speaker. I was like, oh wow, we're out here. You know, we're here now. Like, so I just started adding everybody on the stage, added you. So, like, for example, you do like R&B guitar, you're crazy with the guitar.
Thank
I
you.
can't play guitar. You know what I mean? Like I would love to play guitar. You know, my sister tried when she was younger and stuff like that. But I have a lot of R&B artists, for instance, that I do that hit me up from Clubhouse, and they're like, "Hey, I want some R&B beats, and you know, if it has like, could it have like guitar or something in it?" And I'm like, "Well, guitar is not my specialty, but Meeks is though." And
Yep.
then on top of that, now Meeks get in my business because it's just like, okay, cool. I can collab with her, do a beat, split the money half and half, put her on the royalties too. So now we're both getting business. Everybody's eating, and on top of that, the consumer, the person that wanted to beat the artist, they're happy because they're getting a great quality product. So it's
Mhm.
like that's like how collaborating works. Is you get to introduce someone to your fan base and the people that look up to you, and then you also get access to theirs, and then you guys can both grow as long as it's a good relationship. Because you know sometimes it goes south, but if you're good positive energy, everybody's good positive energy, everybody's willing to work, you can definitely grow even faster.
Yeah, like and that takes like a like musicians, like we got an ear for music, but that takes
Yep.
the eye to see just somebody else's talent, you know, because
Yeah.
like with the guitar, like he put me up on like I got a lot of guitar tech coming soon just because of this guy.
Yes.
Like he put that in my ear, you know what I'm saying? Like do this type of. I'm gonna tell you, y'all got to see it because
Yeah.
I'm
No.
the type of
Yeah.
person you got to see it. Because if I talk about it and then it don't happen, but it's gonna happen. So
Yeah. Yeah. It'll
but
happen.
that like you know, and then that also like just shows like your character for you to even like reach out. And also too, this is what I want people to know from what you just said. Um, I'm not famous or nothing like that, right? But he still saw potential in what we could do together. He wasn't just
Yeah.
trying to just go to the like you know what I'm saying? You know how
Yeah.
people want to
Yeah.
just reach over to people around them in their community because they look over them. But it's
Right.
like no, like it's people that's on the ground level that's
Yeah.
accessible, that may be accessible if you know come to them correctly, but
Yeah.
you reach out to people that's like you know in your lane and your peer group from your community, like
Yeah.
that's super dope to me. Like that's why I had like you know follow back, and I'm like
Yeah.
man, and I didn't follow back when I just looked. I'm like man, he about this.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like, and I love how you said accessible because people don't realize like because since I have friends that are in the NFL and like have like social media platforms, people don't understand. A lot of these people that are famous that have social media platforms, they don't even run it. Like I love when like there's an episode of like Ball in the Family, LaMelo Ball. A girl went up to LaMelo and was like, "Hey, you follow me back on Instagram?" He was like, "I don't run it." He really doesn't run it. Like it's like a flex, but he really doesn't run it. And people really don't run their social media accounts that are that high up. So it's like, okay, I can shoot my shot with someone that high up, and I mean, I still will, and
Right,
it's just like,
exactly.
you still will. You might not get anything, but then you have hundreds of thousands of people that might be hungry or even hungrier than you to make it, and they might just need an opportunity or resource that you had to offer, and they might have something that you might need to bring the best out of you, and you can
Exactly.
put that together and make it happen. And that's why, like like for instance, when we were in the clubhouse, you had Race to 5'9" up here, and then there's me. You feel me? Like there's like a big parallel like difference between Royce and everybody else that was in that chat. But you just never know. Like I even
Yeah.
tagged Royce in the thing. I don't know if he saw it, but who knows? But guess what? That doesn't matter because Meek saw it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep, yep.
that's what, yeah.
That's all that matters. And it's like too, it's like, I don't know, because a lot of I was watching this sermon and it was just like talking about that, like how basically people have the opportunity to help you out or something like that, and they won't because it's jealousy
Yeah.
in a way, but I'm not trying to make it like negative because it really is not. Sometimes it is a person that want to help you because they not where they at right now, and they don't
Mm-hmm.
want to put you there right now. But
Yeah.
I just said that to say, like, sometimes like we can't look over like who is around us
Yeah. Yeah.
because we think they not good enough. But the thing is, like, I know as far as guitar playing, I'm pretty much as talented as like
Oh, you
anybody.
oh, you
You know what I'm
see, yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like
No,
I don't care what level. I
yeah.
Joe Jonas, all of them on the industry level, but I'm just not there yet. So it's the same skill, but it don't come with that name. And I know some people, that's what I'm trying to say. It comes like they want to work with people not because of their talent level, but because of their name. You
Yeah.
seem like you more so about talent.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Because my thing is, I'm a firm believer of, okay, like if you look at the industry, everybody that's a musician knows somebody that's in the industry right now that you're like, they not really talented like that. Like,
Yeah.
come on, man. Like I know a
Networking.
girl down the street that used to sing in church every Sunday, like blow the house down, like just
Whitney
put it
Houston.
on the mic right now. You know what I mean? Like, or yeah, like just what? My little sister, for instance, you know what I mean? So, but anyways, but it's just like, it's just I'm a real believer of real talent will surface. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So it's just like, okay, I could go to so and so and try to get them to reach out and blow them up and go crazy. But at the same time, it's just like someone might be living right across the street from you or in the same city or same metro area that got the same talent or not even better, but they just haven't had the opportunity yet. Or their time hasn't come yet to where their time to blow up yet. So you gotta reach out because you never know what your platform might do for them, and you don't think they're gonna remember what you did, or
Exactly.
you like, come on, like, yeah,
That's how you build like relationships,
yeah,
like relationships is really, really like huge for me. Like I don't have to be like your best friend or like
yeah,
I don't like you don't gotta call me to like I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
as far as like us just doing like good business or collaboration together, like
yeah,
that's building a relationship. And that's what like just anybody like on
yeah,
like any like level. Just
yeah,
always just that respect and like just don't be scared to like mention somebody when they looking for like if I cook and somebody looking for a chef and you like my food, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like
yeah,
and you express it like
yeah,
if somebody looking for a chef, don't look over me because like oh I'm your homeboy and he ain't gonna like he don't really matter. But you put somebody else on that don't won't give you no free size or something like that,
right, yeah,
like
exactly.
so I see it. So I thought that like I said, I thought that was probably the dopest thing about you. And then like how we connected because I forget was it
So I added you on Clubhouse, and then like everybody I add on Clubhouse, I follow on Instagram right away. That's just kind of like my little
we
Clubhouse
got on
app.
Zoom, so I'm trying to it was oh yeah, it was for mixing.
Yeah, yeah, for mixing. Yeah, I
Okay.
just reached out. Yeah, because what happened was everybody I follow on Clubhouse, if y'all want some quick Clubhouse sauce for Clubhouse, go on Clubhouse and show love and like their pictures, spam them up, whatever. But don't just do it then, also DM them. Like if
Mhm.
there's somebody that you see on Clubhouse, or if there's somebody you just meet in general, and first of all, don't look at the followers and unfollowers. Don't look at, I mean, well, if you're trying to get a follow back, look at how many people they're following, because then the likelihood they follow back might not be
Right.
good. But besides all that, but if you go on there and then just look at their talent, like just see what they might have, see where you could fit in or add to the table. And then, like, for instance, I saw Meek stuff and I saw some of her music stuff, and I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. She got a YouTube. Let me check it out. Saw guitar stuff, and I had hella people asking me, like, hey, I need like an R&B with a guitar. And I'm always open to collabing, always open to collabing. And then I saw how but the thing that intrigued me the most is your beats, the way they were mixed. I was like, how come you don't have a lot of followers? I was personally like offended. I was like, what the hell? Like, you
Man, I
should
gotta
have
market it.
way,
I gotta learn how to do that.
yeah, because I was like, you should have way more followers. Like, still, like, I'm still like a firm believer. Like, what? That was sweet. But like the way it was mixed, I was just like, you know what? I want to know like what she does, because like even though me, I'm like a nerd, I'm always looking for new stuff and new ways to find inspiration. I was just like, you know, like I'm gonna reach out to her and just shoot a shot and be like, hey, you know, like I'm a producer too. I see what you're doing. Respect your grind. Respect what you got going on. Would love to just talk with you, because I'm a firm believer of I would rather somebody talk to me and give me information rather than just give me something. I would rather talk with them and get that knowledge and then interpret it in a way that I can take it into what I do. You know what I mean? And then yeah, make it happen.
Knowledge is key. So yeah, just to keep on that topic of collaboration, you have worked with a lot of like dope artists
Yeah.
from Detroit and around Detroit. Like, can you talk about some of the songs that you've produced?
Oh yes, definitely. So the first song that I produced was from a rapper that was actually in Ohio, but he had songs with GT and Rio the Young OG, and he got one with All Star JR and John Boy.
Mm-hmm.
But his name is Pistol Pete out of Lima, Ohio. Still work with him. I did Say I'm Tripping, Vintage Pete. There's another song that, in fact, I just sent him another beat actually yesterday. So we got a lot of stuff coming out with him, and it was cool to collaborate with him because he put me on an album with people all around the Detroit area, and I felt like he was one of the first artists to kind of like take a chance on my beats and be like, hey, like, you know, this guy's sweet. He put a video to our song on say on For Show magazine. So it was really cool seeing that. And I saw people in comments talking about like, hey man, your beat selection is crazy. And I was like, yeah, that's me. That's me. You know what I mean? You know, so it was like really cool to like get that exposure. And then the second major guy was definitely SC Cash. And he's from the Detroit area as well. You have Schoolcraft Cash, you know, SC Cash. And he just had a tape drop called Scamless. And I got to produce, so I did what a red dot. I got it like literally right here on like a plaque. I had to get a frame for it because it
Nice.
just meant so much to me. So I did Red Dot, Stop and Go, Demon Time, F a Hook, Young N Word, and Real Spiel. I did all of those on his tape, and it was only like I think it was only two songs on there that I didn't do. But I
Wow.
got to collaborate with Babylon Studios. Shout out to him, GOAT mixer, in my opinion, a very underrated mixer.
Mm-hmm.
I got to work with him on that project and get that out for him, and it's doing very good numbers right now on United Masters. So I'm definitely excited about that. But both of those guys really pushed me. Another guy, I know Spades. I work with him, Spades Rich out of Detroit. Um, I've worked with Money Mel out of Detroit. I've worked with I recently collabed with Steve, the producer Steve Good Eats, to work with Jay Bands' new tape. I did a song called Mick Nichols on there, and that was featuring Gino Cash, which got a lot of views and it's getting a lot of views so far. And I'm definitely excited about that. And hopefully, we can get some more work in the future. So it's definitely starting to get a little bit of a buzz. And then outside of the city, Cheese Youngin in Oakland, I made a song for him called Kevin Durant.
Oh,
I got
nice
a
in
song.
Oakland.
Yeah, it was, yeah, it's really sweet. I got a song with him called Kevin Durant that's really fire. We got some more stuff on the way too. I got a girl named, I think she's from Washington, named Taz Reen, an R&B singer that I got a song I know I'm coming out with her. And then there's another R&B singer coming out real soon that I don't know. I don't want to say it until I know it's happening for sure because I don't like putting it out and then it, like you said, don't happen. But there is an R&B singer from here that's got a nice following that yeah, it's gonna be sweet. It's
Oh yeah,
gonna be
because
sweet.
he already told me so.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm already gonna
yeah,
speak it. If y'all gonna speak it over him, I'm not gonna say it because they won't say it, but oh,
yeah.
that's gonna be
Oh,
dope.
and Aria Celeste, my sister, Aria Celeste,
Yeah,
R&B
shout out to your
singer as well.
sister.
Yeah, she's doing really good. She's got so yeah, definitely follow her. Aria Celeste on Instagram, official Aria Celeste
Spell it
on
for him.
YouTube. Yo, AriaCeleste with the accent over the E. So definitely make sure y'all check her out. Beautiful song voice. Have a song out right now called "Kind of Love." That's her single coming out. We got a lot of stuff coming with her that's coming out real soon. So definitely excited about her too. So oh yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. And I can't wait to hear like this stuff that you do with the R&B.
Yeah.
Um, all the stuff that you've done so far is dope, but it's like to hear a singer like over your type of beats, even though you probably because I heard your sister's song and it was like totally
Yeah.
different from the Detroit
Oh
beats,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I would love to hear you do like a Detroit, like I told like a Detroit, type
Oh,
R&B.
it's coming.
Man,
It's,
he the one that could do it. I'm telling you, like
yeah,
he the one that could do it for sure.
yeah. Oh, it's something. It's something in the works. We just needed that.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
yeah.
already done. Like I'm sure, like for the person you talking about, like she seemed like she take her stuff serious. So I don't
Oh
think
yeah,
she
definitely,
ain't no
definitely.
little bird.
Yep. Yes, but yeah, it's funny you say that about like the art, like my contrast between like Detroit rap music and R&B and then like other stuff because my first beats were more boom bap type beats, more
Right.
Joe Budden, more sample heavy, like Ninth Wonder. I love that. I love it. That's why when I heard Joe beat tape, I heard your beat tape and I was at home. I was like, yes,
Yeah.
yes. It's just
So
nice to listen to. Yeah, I was listening to your shit. Yeah, like
oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
man.
Yeah. So yeah, of course, running those streams up for sure. Yeah.
Man.
So yeah, but it was just I just love listening to different kinds of beats and listening to
Yep.
like lo-fi and all the different kind of styles. Like one beat that I'm trying, like I'm gonna put people on right now. Another type of beat that I'm trying to make right now is trip hop. I don't know if you ever heard of trip hop.
I heard it way back. Trip hop was
Yeah,
big like in 2010.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. I want to low key bring that back because it was so cool. It's like that futuristic R&B and trip hop. I want to
okay.
bring that. I want to definitely like bring that back. But like futuristic funk and stuff like that, I love that. Like I really love that. And I feel like that diversification of music, you can only get that from a place like Detroit because you have places like Motown, the Detroit Opera Theater, then the Fisher Theater. I mean, there's so many different types of music. I mean, we even have we got the techno people be coming here all the time. You got rock
Yep.
legends,
Techno.
So I mean, there's so many different types of music scenes that you can find here. So I
Yep.
mean, it's just really just finding your niche and then of what you like and then running with it. Or like me, I just try to be in a little bit of everything and whatever I can do in that, just be the best I can at that.
That's why I like you more of a producer than.
Yeah,
I'm not to take away from people that you just make like type beats, but
yeah,
you really just love the art of beat making.
yeah,
You're gonna love everything. You're gonna love instrumentals, period. And like that's really gonna just take your stuff up to another level. Cause that's the thing about listening to like beats that's not in the same lane that you doing all the time because everybody probably do a little
mhm,
bit of everything, but it's like you see what you can do with these lead lines. Like
yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
know how to use leads until I listened to R&B, then I added them in
mhm,
my trap type beats.
yeah.
But at first I was shy away because I'm like, well, it's too hard to have no like little soft melody sound, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
You
because
just
I,
gotta
I definitely, because I'll even talk about like your take. Like, my favorite song on there is Granny Block. I
oh, thank you.
love that.
Thank you.
I
I think
love
that's my
that.
favorite too.
Yeah, I love Granny Block. That's just yeah. I really, but like you said, like I really love the craft, like the atmospheric sounds that you
Mm-hmm.
use. I really felt like I was driving down Linwood, turning into my Granny Block, and I'm about to go
Right.
see Granny. Like I really felt like that. You know what I mean? Or going on to Quinter to see my other Granny. So like I
Um,
really felt like I was going to go. Like I just love that. Like making people feel that. So
yeah.
like with me. it's just like even when I'm doing a Detroit type beat and it's super fast and it's crazy melodies, super fast speed, it's like, okay, I want to use sounds that make it make sense. I want it to make a story.
Right.
Like sometimes I might put a movie sample in it. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh my gosh, like this beat really does make me think of Menace to Society. So I'll put a minute, I might put a Menace to Society like movie clip. I got a beat with my boy Wooski that's coming out like
I love those type of beats with
yeah,
the what you call
the
those?
movie clips and
Yeah,
yeah.
the movie. Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah. So like, and then like with my R&B songs, I really want you to feel like, in your feelings, like, why am I single at 4 a.m. in the morning?
Right.
Type of like, one of my most favorite beats I made was a Tink type beat. I made it like 3 o'clock in the morning. I was just in here, just like, you know what, man, I'm not feeling like a Detroit type beat right now. I'm feeling something else right now. So it's really just like I let my emotions lead me where I want to go. So it's
Yeah.
like different. So it's like each type of beat I make is like a different side. So it's cool.
Man, that's so sad. You a young mogul. You know what I'm saying? Because that's why I love Timberland. Like I feel like he really like he know how to capture emotion. So
Yeah, yeah,
like
definitely.
if you could do that, like you just gonna just people gonna be attracted to like your storytelling because that's all it is
Yeah,
storytelling, even with a beat.
yeah,
Like
yep, through
the artist
sound.
should be able to write a story based on your beat.
Exactly.
Like they may
And I
have
love
written. Oh, go ahead, my bro. My bad.
oh yeah, yeah. I was gonna say like my boy Pistol Pete from Ohio, he did an interview and he was like, man, whenever I hear a beat, I should almost want to cry and write to it right away because it's just so great. And
Yeah,
and that meant a lot to me because I was like, dang, he thought that about like 4 or 5 of my beats for his album. Like that's what's up. Like he really
yeah,
thought that highly that I immediately gave him that inspiration through what I thought, he liked or what would sound for him, and he made it happen. And you found me on YouTube, a beat I had called Somerset. You know what I'm saying? Just like flashy beat, all-star JR type beat called Somerset. And he hit me up like, bro, in the middle of the in the odd hours, like 3 a.m. in the morning. It just happened to be, I'd say it's God, because I was just randomly up at 3 a.m. in the morning and I saw the message go through and immediately hit him back. He was probably surprised, but I immediately hit him back, sent it over to him. But he just talked about so much about in that interview his connection with the beats and how it made him feel and how it immediately made him want to just talk on it and go crazy. So yeah,
that's amazing. For him to be able to like connect with something that that came out of like your heart, your mind.
yeah.
But you like naming all those songs, like you didn't work with a lot of dope artists, and you like didn't start that long ago.
Yeah, yeah, I really started taking it, and that's the crazy thing I want people to take away from this. I really just started taking it seriously like last year. And I'll probably say more so this summer because during the school year, it's obviously very busy. It's
Yeah,
hard trying to manage that with football, then my internship, and all that stuff going on. So it's like hard to find time to be like, okay, I'm going to sit down and make a beat. And everybody knows as a producer, it's hard to just designate time for when you want to make a beat because you got to feel it. You know what I'm saying? You got to really feel that
yeah,
inspiration.
yeah.
It's hard to just block out, okay, I'm going to take 30 minutes to make a beat real quick. And it's like, maybe what you feeling may take more than that. You know what I mean? So it's really hard. But I feel like with me being able to be versatile, I can also push the artists that I work with to be versatile. And a song like that I would definitely talk about is like my boy SC Cash did a song called Real Spiel. And if you hear it, the beat's like super sad. And he's a real street rapper. And next you know, you just hear, I don't know, keep it real, keep it black. Like he's like, man, it's just like, oh man. I'm hearing like a street rapper talk about like the other side that people don't like to talk about besides
Right,
the flashy stuff.
right,
I
right.
mean, you hear that, it's just like, man. Like, so that's one of my favorite songs by him, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like that. So like the storytelling aspect, like you just bring something like
yeah,
different out of them. I like producers like that. That
yeah,
artists do something way different than what they usually do.
yeah, yeah,
That is
definitely.
just that dope.
Yeah, thank you.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you got to keep up with that. So let's
Yeah.
talk about like what's some learning lessons you had so far, like
Oh man.
in your short period of time. We're gonna have
One.
you back on when
Oh
because
man.
you knew, like you know what I'm saying. But I wanted them to know.
Oh yeah, so definitely the biggest learning lesson that I learned selling beats is never send a beat before the person sends money because you will get scammed. And this is a very scamming culture, and people will do whatever they want to make sure. that you that they can get what they need for them. Because one thing my parents always told me is, as a man or as a woman growing up, you got to do what's best for you. And some people take that to a whole nother level of taking advantage of people to get where they got to get to. And it's taking shortcuts, but in the long run, as a producer, you have to make sure that you set yourself in a position to where if that does happen, you have a plan. So, for instance, like when the song blows up, like when the dude Bryson Tiller, somebody Bryson Tiller's producer stole a beat from a guy off YouTube. First thing he did was go on YouTube and make a video showing the dates, showing everything. But to avoid that situation, making sure you're signed to a BMI or ASCAP, making sure you register your songs on DistroKid, making sure, like we were talking about earlier before the video, dropping a deposit, working with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Making sure the people around you are really for you and not taking your stuff. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And if they are, how to get them out of your circle and make sure that you can keep your wholeness. You know what I'm saying? Because people, they'll sometimes come for your energy, or they'll be
Yeah.
leeches and try to attach themselves to you, and you
Yep.
have to be rid of that so you can feel. And I mean, and sometimes when you get rid of that energy, you even feel freer. Like you
Yep.
feel like after that situation happened where, what I'm saying, there's, I don't get into too many details,
Mhm.
but you know what I'm saying. But after a few situations, I had to cut people off. I felt like a release. Like I was just like, okay, I felt more creative because I was like, oh wow, that monkey's off my back or
Yep.
whatever was going on. I'm not dragging this extra baggage. Everybody's got baggage, but I'm not carrying nobody else's luggage. You feel
Ooh.
me? So it's just, you feel me? So it's just like, so it's just like it's good. And then when you surround yourself with real genuine people, real opportunities, it feels even that much better because it's just like, it's good. But definitely learning, like as a producer, knowing how to protect yourself, knowing your rights, knowing how to get royalties, knowing if you do get taken advantage of, what to do, and things like that.
Yeah, that is a very important one, and he learned that super young.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
dope. Like that was just very wise. What's some good things that's happened? I know you like as far as like you work with a lot of artists, and things like that. But like, what's some good things that's happened in just your short amount of time doing this, or like, did you have any breakthroughs like being a music producer?
Oh yeah, so definitely like my biggest breakthrough, like my biggest and first like initial breakthrough is always like your first one that you get that's like got like made like good play. So definitely like Pistol Pete say I'm tripping. Like the fact that dude was able to take your beat, like dude took my beat from YouTube, inspired him to write the song, then put a video to it. Then on top of that, not even being from the city of Detroit, still dropped it on For Show magazine, and shout out to Joseph Misfaction and all those people over there at For Show Magazine. But this is like YouTuber I've been watching. Like For Show Magazine was an outlet I've seen Cash Dog grow through, Cash Kid. I mean, also everybody was going through For Show Magazine. So to see him drop it on that, and he didn't even tell me. He surprised me with that one. I ain't gonna lie, but he surprised me with that one. I just was like, wow, like that's huge. And then also the opportunity with SC Cash, working with him, and then let it basically him believing in me enough to say, you know what, little bro, I'm gonna let you produce my whole tape. And I thought he was just joking because I'm like, dude, we just did one song off of YouTube, and I mean it was sweet, like, but you know what I'm saying. But there's no way you about to let me literally do your whole tape. But he literally, like, I literally got to do his whole tape. So
Wow.
that to me was just like the coldest thing ever to like have that much influence to where someone believed in you that much. They literally did 7 songs for their whole tape, and all your Deezy on track, like it's just insane. So
That's
and
crazy.
then yeah, and then now it's just like the stuff that I'm getting now is now I'm starting to break into artists that are actually hitting millions of views. So like the fact that I got a chance to work with Gino, who's hit millions before, like that to me was like cool. Like I didn't the beat that they actually used for that song, initially nobody was liking it, and then
What's the
soon my
song
boy,
called?
it's called McNichols. Yep, McNichols. Yep, and then yeah. So then but the crazy thing about that beat is me and my boy Steve made that back over the summer. Like we made it back over the summer. It's actually still on my YouTube page. And he was shopping it around in the studio that he works in. He's like, man, nobody catching on the beat. You might as well just post it on YouTube, dog, on your YouTube. But we kind of gave up on it. Next, like as of 2 weeks ago, a month ago, he Steve hit me up like, bro, J Bands is rapping on this beat and he got Gino on it. And I was like, bro, stop lying. Like you told me nobody was gonna like it. And then the dude that had more views than everybody that didn't like it liked it and then used it. So that was a real cool one to me. And then I posted a beat on, I made an RMC Mike type beat, and Mike actually liked it on Instagram.
Oh,
So
that's
if he sees this, bro, like I gotta like it's yours if you want it, bro. Like, come on, let's do it. I'm down to work. Everybody tell me my voice sound like yours anyway. So come on.
Hey, did you email him the beat or anything?
Oh yeah, I emailed him, spammed his DMs. I was like, come on, bro.
He probably just waiting for the right song. You never know what he doing with that. You
Yeah,
know.
exactly. But it was just crazy because that beat, like, it only got like maybe like what 30 likes on Instagram. He was like one of the first three people to like the beat. So I was like, whoa, was he like really like tuned in? Did he know like who I was? Like, it was just like really crazy. So
Yeah, I mean your sound is like, it's so you got it down pack. Like I want to talk about like your work ethic, like just with making beats and how many beats do you make a day and how long it take you to make beats and like and I got some more questions following that, but I
yeah.
guess I'll go to.
Okay, so like in terms of work ethic, I was always inspired by a lot of YouTube. Well, my dad always was a super hard worker. So I feel like that was instilled. Like he was the reason he was able to move out the city. Like he just workhorse. Like he just works. Like one thing about him, he always says like you can't BS me at all because he knows hard work. You can't ever tell him you're working hard because he'll tell you like you ain't did this. Like he's always thinking like that. But then on top of that, there's a YouTuber named DDG, and I remember him talking, and also Oprah Side, and they used to talk about all the time how much like consistency counts for something, and you have to be consistent because in order to keep people coming back, they want to see is because YouTube really is like TV now. Like your favorite TV show used to come on Saturday mornings, like cartoon. You expecting that Saturday morning cartoon to come to you, but nowadays people's attention spans are shorter. So instead of every Saturday, they want it reoccurring every day at this time. Specifically, they expect, okay, a Deezy beat coming today at 3 o'clock. And a day later, I better see another Deezy beat or I'm going to somebody else. Like that's just how it is. So because of that work ethic and knowing that how important consistency was, it helped me to be able to drop over 100 beats in like 6 months. And I still thought I could, and that was during
Oh,
school. That was during school. So I feel like I still could have did way more. And there was times where I could have did more, but I got like writer's block or like creator's block. And I was like, but just at the end, just being hard on myself and just like not liking something. But it's just, keep on posting and keep on posting and just keeping consistent. And then that's when I started noticing my following was going up too.
oh
So
yeah, when you
yeah.
got people consistent.
Yeah, when I started being more consistent, a lot more people were like, hey, this DZ dude dropped another beat today. Like, oh wow, and he dropped one an hour later, and then an hour later. And then they're like, oh wow, this dude's a machine. Like, does he sleep? Like,
Yeah,
but the
you
trick,
are,
but the,
man.
yeah, but the trick to that is I make all my beats beforehand, and on YouTube there's a feature where you can pre-schedule it. So everybody be like, dang, DZ dropping a beat like every hour. But it's like, yeah, I made these beats like a week ago.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how some people do their videos. But I know when I'm on Instagram, when you scroll, like you see like you on there, and it's usually like a music clip. So that's dope, and it's
Yeah.
always something different.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Because the last thing you want to do is like have the same sound. Because I mean, yeah, like Detroit type beats, you're gonna get the same type of melody. You're gonna get the same type of patterns. Because I mean, that's just our flow. That's just our swag. That's just where we go.
Mhm.
But it's just at the same time, you got to also make it different. Because whatever you can bring different to the table, it'll either attract more people in a good way or a bad way. But it's still attention. You
Right,
know what
right.
I mean? They be like, man, who does kid think he is, man? He moved from Detroit to the suburbs, man. He think he doing something different with our style. Like, what do you think he doing, man? And then they like, it actually kind of go hard. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? Like, so then they mess with it. And then it gets like attention that way. And then just being able to diversify your style, and they'll be like, okay, I got him hipped on my Detroit type beats, which took me the longest to finally get mastered to do. Now I'm gonna
Oh,
show them I was making R&B beats way before all of this even started.
longer, right?
Yeah, and then I got boom bap beats, I got lo-fi beat, all the other beats that I used to do, and then I can bring them into that, and then I can attract a bigger audience.
Right, right. Just more
Yeah,
people that love you for different reasons.
yeah.
How long did it take you to get the Detroit like style? Because it's not. It sounds simple, but it's simple once you I guess you get it, but it's not that simple to get.
Yeah, yeah, because the bounce is very different. And then on top of that, like I said, it's the way we talk and like our beats and the way that rappers rap. A lot of people are like, dude, they're off beat. And it's like they are, but they're not.
Right.
Like it's an art of being,
Got a
it's like,
groove.
yeah, it's like anybody that knows boxing, my family's like really big on boxing. It's like when you're fighting straight up in front of someone, like you're on the line. But then like a guy like Floyd Mayweather, he'll slip one way and then he's offline and then slip right back on. That's like the perfect way of like describing Detroit type rappers because they'll get offline and get back on and get offline, or some of them might just be completely offline. But it just sounds sweet because they talking crazy. It's just like, yeah. So they just talking crazy. So what I did was I just really listened to a lot of the Detroit rappers and I would just try to emulate the beat pattern and finish and like really figure it out.
Mhm.
And then I just figured it out step by step. And then I started figuring out, like, okay, so they're taking a melody with eighth notes or 16th notes, they're kicking it up like really fast. And then the bass, boom, boom, boom. Like just learning how to like set the bass, get the melody. Then it was like, okay, I got that down. Now I need to get the sounds. You know what I mean? So now I got to get the sounds. Then it was like, okay, I got the sounds down. I got this down. Now I'm going to make my own sounds. And then I'm gonna start going like even crazier because now it's like, okay, now I learned the style. Now I'm gonna put Deezy on it. You know what I mean? And that's how I always approach it. So it's like, yeah,
Yeah, like you like when you were showing me how you do it, I'm like, dang, that's that easy. Like for me, it took me a long time. Like,
yeah, no,
but it's
and then the thing is too, like, I used to watch this thing is like behind it's they do a thing like called like on the clock where like they'll make a producer make a beat and they're like timing them and stuff like that. So one of my good friends, Cam, he's a football player with me back in my previous school I was at. He used to literally be in the dorm and I'd be like, all right, bro, time me. And I would time myself making a beat. So therefore, if I was ever in the studio with somebody, time is money in the studio. And the last thing you want is you in the studio with a big artist and they looking at you like, hey, bro, you know it costs to be in here, so I'm gonna need you
right,
to hurry up.
right, right,
You know, making this beat. You know what I mean? So, but I literally time myself, and by timing myself, it helped me come up with a strategy. So my strategy is, okay, I'm gonna start with a melody. Boom. After I lay down a melody, I go to my bass. After I go to my bass, I go to my hats. After I go to my hats, I go to my percussions. Then I go to my snare. Then after that, I do like an overlay of a melody if I want to add it in, or I'll do like a key change switch. So I know exactly what I'm doing and I have a preset. And then when you're working in a DAW, you can have preset templates of what you like to do. So if I'm going to Detroit beats, I got my Detroit template. So it already got my sounds that I normally use for that already laid out. So it's like, okay, cool. Here go my Detroit bass. You know what I'm saying? Talkie Basics. That's the name of mine. I go
right.
to that, boom. I know where my 808 dirty glove kit, boom, right there, boom. So it's all like laid out with me so I can work faster. And
Yep.
then yeah.
And I think doing it like that too, it helps you to cultivate your sound when you already got go to sounds.
Yeah, yeah. Like I dare you to like start timing yourself. Like literally, like if you really start timing yourself, you'll start seeing patterns of your thought process. And then
Yeah,
you can be like, and then like, or record yourself. So like I would like record like the behind the beats videos that I post on YouTube
yeah.
wasn't just for people to like see what I was doing. It was for myself. I was like, yo, like I want to see what I look like from like the outside looking in, making the beat. And I literally go back and watch my old behind the beat videos and be like, okay, so here, this is where I got stuck. And then I was like, okay, how can I get like, okay, let me try this sound. Or let me put this in my template instead of this sound. You know, and then just trial
Dope,
and
man.
error.
Watching how you think, that's like some insidious stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Crazy because
Yeah.
you do the 5 minute beat challenges like on your page.
Oh yeah, all the time, like 5 minute, 15 minute. My boy Mel likes to brag about it all the time. How I went over to his basement and cooked, and they put me on the spot. It was a lot of pressure, man. All three of the brothers, they all rappers in the city, and they had me down in their basement. I brought over a whole bunch of beats, and they're like, "Yeah, them beats straight, but make one right now." And I was just like, pressure. I made the
Mm-hmm.
beat in 3 minutes.
Dang.
And it was just because I was like, you know what? I know my go-to sounds. I know my favorite chords. If I make it in my favorite chord progression, I can always just switch the key and just go to another. You know what I'm saying? So just little tricks like that of just going, okay, today I might not be, or I might make a beat and be like, man, I already made a beat that sounds just like this. Okay, I'm gonna switch around a couple of the note patterns. I'm gonna
Yep.
switch the key and
Mm-hmm.
make another type of beat, make the kick pattern a little different, put it out.
So,
Yep. And
that's
that's
fun.
how, yeah,
That's very creative to do that because it's like sometimes the way you said, like the way you change up or structure it is like a whole different sound in itself. So it's like
yeah,
you can be creative with that. Like it's so many ways to like even with beats you don't like, it's ways to still use them.
yeah, yeah,
Maybe you can use them as shorts and for people background. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so many like different things you can do. So I think that's dope.
yeah.
So what DAW do you use?
So right now I currently use Persona Studio One. That's like my biggest one right now. And the reason I do it is
Different.
because, like I said, I'm an old soul. So I like Teddy Riley. And Teddy Riley, he was a singer in the group Guy, but he was also the producer as well. And he also produced for Michael Jackson and a lot of other famous artists as well. But I saw him doing I forget the name of the conference that he was at, but he was showcasing personas. And I saw how he was talking about his low end theory and how personas with their drag and drop feature, it helps you work so fast. And that's what I really needed because I was like, I'm working with these producers that have me cooking up on the spot in the studio a lot of times, and they just love it. And a lot of people, I ain't gonna lie, a lot of rappers, they do like your beats when you bring them in, but they just like the thrill of saying, yo, my producer was so cold. He made the beat on the spot, and then I
Yeah,
went in there and they just love the satisfaction of saying that. So a lot of them they'll be like, hey, yeah, make something right now. I'm like, okay, fine. But it's just like, but seeing that workflow and how it could get me and how I could work as fast as I could to get into my flow state, that's what I was like, I need this, and I definitely invested into it. You got to invest in your craft. So I used that money that I got from selling CDs at my
yep,
school, and I invested all that money in my stuff, and then constantly got the upgrades and the updates. And my parents saw I was taking it seriously. They helped me out with a few things here and there, and then yeah, yeah,
that's dope. That's dope. Yeah, people, yeah, like your parents, like how they invested in you because they
yeah.
seen you was investing in yourself. You like, let me help this guy out.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they didn't buy anything for me for music until they saw I was like really taking it seriously. And when they saw, like, for instance, when I did get like almost expelled for selling the CDs, I think I ended up doing like in school like lunch suspension.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but I had made almost $1,000 in middle school just off that like CD. And if you're like, I was what, 12, 13, $1,000 is a lot of money for a 12 and 13-year-old kid. So it's just like, man, like I'm 12 years old with all this money. I could go to the store and buy all the candy I want. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I was thinking. But then I
Right.
was
That's
like, man, yeah, but I was like, man, Personas cost $199 for this. I could get these speakers for $99. Now I could
mm-hmm.
get this launch key keyboard 120, and I still have 640 left for candy. Like that's what I was, you
Right.
know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like that's what I was thinking. And I was buying everybody lunch in the class, like getting all this.
No
Yeah,
teeth.
yeah, yeah. So
Work.
yeah, so that's kind of what I was thinking. So it was just like, yeah,
Man, he been a hustler, man. He
yeah,
been about your business.
yep,
That's
yeah,
dope.
yeah.
That's dope.
Thank
So
you.
like what other like technology like do you use to make beats?
Yeah, so like right now, I just my laptop. I got a Samsung Windows laptop.
Mm-hmm.
My Akai MPK Mini is like, in fact, I got it right here.
Yeah, let's see.
Akai MPK Mini. I love using
Oh,
this.
nice. You got the white on black.
Yeah, white on. I originally had the black and the red one, but it actually broke on me. It fell out of my backpack and it broke, and I was so hurt. I cried because it was like I had that NPK for so long. It was almost like an emotional attachment because I was just so used to just in the middle. I mean, even in class in high school, I've like whipped it out and started making a beat in the back of the class. When it, like a teacher, they'd be like, "Hey, I gotta go take a call real quick and run down to the office." I'd be like, "Boom, whip it on the desk, start making the beat real quick, and see how fast I can make something before they get back." Like,
Hungry.
yeah. So, And then they'll be like, "What was that noise?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. Somebody's playing something." Like, so yeah, it was just
Find
stuff
the
like that.
time. Find the
Yeah,
time. Any like I swear, like that's something we gotta stay in touch because I swear as long as you do it, I mean, the more you do it, sometimes we can get out of touch with that part.
yeah,
How hungry we was to make our beats.
yeah.
You
Oh
know,
yeah, definitely.
that's dope though. Awesome.
Yeah.
So like what you got planned for the future?
Yeah, so for the future, really, I just want to push my brand. So I have like my clothes that I'm doing now. So
Yes.
I got the DZ on the track merchandise. I got one of the shirts on right now that I have on
Oh, that's
Teespring.
dope.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
I
you
got one on the
support
way.
it. Yeah, you got one on the way.
It,
Yeah, I
it shipped.
appreciate
It shipped 2 days ago. So it be
it.
coming.
Yes. Yeah, you got the night. Yeah, you got the nice hoodie too. That one's so comfy. I
I
love
can't
that.
wait to wear it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like, yeah. So I got the shirts I got on Teespring. Then I got my boy Never Speak Clothing, who actually did music with me as well. He's got he has a clothing. He does custom clothing. So he's doing my new DZ on the track shirts, where it's gonna see like DOT with the
Nice.
king over the crown over the piano, and then it's gonna say the finest because I want to inspire people to be the finest at whatever they do, whatever their craft is. And then on top of that, I want them to look the finest while doing it. You know what I mean? I want
Hey.
people to feel like they're the finest and also strive to be the finest at whatever they do. So
Okay.
definitely excited for that.
Okay.
And just using it more so, it's not even about like the money I make off it. It's more like the promotion and making people feel good and, just doing that. And really just looking forward to working with more artists. Definitely looking forward to collabing with all the producers I can collab with. So
Oh
I'm
yeah.
definitely, oh, so everybody seen this
Got
as a
some-
producer, hit me up, collab with me. I'm working with everybody. I seriously mean I'm working with everybody.
Do it now while he's saying this because at some point he's not gonna be as accessible, as he is right now.
I'm
So
still I'm gonna still try to be as accessible as possible. I'm not gonna change up. I'm gonna put in the
I don't
energy.
think you'll change up. You're just gonna be so busy
Yeah,
and
yeah,
look.
yeah, yeah. It happens. You know what I'm saying? But you know what
So,
I'm
but yeah,
saying?
I'm saying take advantage of it now.
Yep, I'm collabing with Meek real
Yes.
soon. We gotta make that
Okay.
happen. We gonna make that happen because I want to make sure I get those in before I go into my second semester. So I
Okay.
can get yeah.
And
So
when is
we can
that?
do it. Well, that starts in like 2 weeks. So
Oh
these
well.
next
Also,
two
we gotta
weeks.
get on it.
Oh yeah, we'll do that for sure. Yeah, we'll do
Okay.
that. So then we got so definitely all the collabs I got with shout out to Reza Productions, shout out to King Universe Productions, shout out to Wooski, 15 years old, killing it by the way. If anybody sees my Instagram, Wooski is 15 years old. I wish I was making beats like that at 15 years old. My beats were awful at 15. Yeah, so like,
It's
yeah,
bad. Really.
yeah, yeah. And then Baller on the beat man, Smash Off. Shout out to all those guys on the Discord that I'm working with, collabing with them, and also SE Cash, Pistol Pete got songs with them, and I got a lot of artists that's coming up on the way that some stuff is in the works. So it's definitely exciting. And my sister Aria Celeste, her EP, we're currently working on that right now. So it's a lot of cool stuff going on.
Nice, nice. And y'all can find DZ. You can find him on Instagram at DZ on the track. Also, you can follow him on YouTube. I'll actually have all your links in the
Okay, cool.
description along with like your merchandise. I'll have some of the songs that you produce for other people.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
And your Instagram. And but where else? Like the YouTube. What's your YouTube name? Is it official DZ?
Yeah, so my YouTube name is official DZ on the track. Yep, my Instagram is DZ on the track.
Mhm.
And then also too on Instagram, if you're a brand or a clothing design, I'm also ambassadoring as well. I just started that too. So I
Oh,
got like a Black Lives Matter company that's sending me shirts real soon.
nice.
Code is DZ on the track for 30% off. Get that. Definitely make sure you guys check them out. I also got my boy Never Speak. He's got a clothing line coming out called Never Love. I'll be doing ambassador stuff for.
Uh-huh.
And then also the Loop Network from Detroit. They got these shirts that say like dog shit and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, so I'm
Hey,
doing.
Tracy,
Yeah, just a whole bunch of Detroit lingo. So like they got like a shirt like Detroit did it first. I'll probably be doing some stuff for them as well. So like I'm really so basically all avenues I'm really working in, but definitely my main ones is Instagram and YouTube. Those are like the biggest platforms.
What's your clubhouse name?
Oh yeah, my Clubhouse too is DZ on the track too. So yeah, if you want to meet on Clubhouse, I'll have some rooms going real soon because I want to do like a producer showcase series.
Oh,
As soon as I hit 1,000 followers on there, I'm real close. I just got to get back on my Clubhouse grind. I needed a break,
yeah.
but
Well, you gotta take a
Yeah.
break. You gotta take
Yeah,
a break.
I had to take a break because I was going machine mode. I wasn't sleeping. It
And
wasn't, yeah. So I gotta get back on Clubhouse. I'm gonna get that grind going back up. I will have producer showcase where people can go in there and showcase their beats. Artists can go in there, connect with them, collab. It'll be sweet. And then yeah,
yeah, that's crazy. That's dope. All right. So it was so good to talk to you. Yeah, I'm just laughing in my mind just to imagine how hard you were going on Clubhouse.
oh no, like I was not sleeping. Like it was so crazy. And like I would go to those like follow for follows where it's like 400 people stay up all night till it's finally my turn. And they just
Right?
come with so much energy. Everybody's like, dude, it's like 6 a.m. the next day. How in the heck do you have this much energy? I done fell asleep, woke back up. And, yo, what's up? My name is Deezy on the track.
Right. That's a
Metro
crazy.
Detroit's finest. Going crazy.
That's crazy. It's crazy because it be like that. It's so exciting once you get on there. Like,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
same. I want to have that same energy like last. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't. I've been in some like some chill rooms, but I'm with those rooms where it just have you crunk to just talk and just be the next person.
Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah. When I next time, if I'm well, the next time when I start back moderating rooms, I'm
Mhm.
gonna definitely ping you in
Yeah,
because
for sure.
yeah, because you'll see like the energy be like, dude, going crazy for real. Like he's over
Man,
here,
I can't wait
man.
to see it. I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
wait to see it. So we are looking for, and you just got a bright future ahead. I appreciate you coming to speak, and we're gonna have you back again. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
tell us more. But I just appreciate you sharing your knowledge and your wisdom, and just keep doing you. Keep having like a genuine spirit, and just keep showing love because you're gonna just keep getting that back tenfold. So
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, thank you for having me.
sure,
Definitely fun.
sure.